peacefully.
Is there any assurance that Secretary Kerry can provide lawmakers on the Hill when he speaks to them that would persuade them to hold off on tightening sanctions?
Secretary Kerry and Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs, Wendy Sherman, are briefing the Senate Banking Committee tomorrow. That's part of a broader effort to consult with Congress and update them on the P5+1 negotiations, as well as our consultations with our allies. When it comes to the issue of new sanctions legislation, it's important to remember no one is suggesting an open-ended delay for new sanctions because there may come a point where additional sanctions are necessary. At the same time, it is important for Congress to reserve its ability to legislate for the moment when it is most effective in order to give the current P5+1 negotiations the best chance to make real progress in achieving our shared goal of preventing Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. So again, this is not about being for or against sanctions. This administration has imposed the most crippling sanctions in history against Iran. And we appreciate the leverage those sanctions have given us, and we appreciate the partnership that Congress has given us in that effort. But this is a decision to support diplomacy and a possible peaceful resolution to this issue. The American people, justifiably and understandably, prefer a peaceful solution that prevents Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. And this agreement, if it's achieved, has the potential to do that. The American people do not want a march to war, and it is important to understand that if pursuing a resolution diplomatically is disallowed or ruled out, what options then do we and our allies have to prevent Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon? We've said all along, as we have ratcheted up sanctions and increased the isolation and pressure on Tehran, that the window for resolving this diplomatically was open, but that it would not remain open forever. And short of an agreement, Iran will continue to make progress in its nuclear program. So we need to pursue this. We need to see if Iran is serious. And any deal that we and the P5 might reach with Iran will be one that absolutely meets our standards, that would be verifiable and concrete. Any initial relief as part of the first phase would be reversible and modest. It would not in any way change the sanctions architecture that's in place, but it would allow for essentially putting some time on the clock, because it would halt Iran's program and roll back aspects of its program. And if it doesn't do that, the United States won't agree to it.